Uh, Hello everybody. This is just a new. Sorry, I'm getting a message. Here we go. I'm back. So this is a game called The Monster Inside. I don't know anything about this. It's all I know is that it's called The Monster Inside. Apparently, there's chapters, and it's an audiovisual novella by Random C Games. That's it. That's all I know about it. It's what I see right here. So we're gonna start. There we go. The Monster Inside. I just read all that. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. There was a notice on the door from Mayor Vinetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow month, the week since I had any real case to work on, so I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bedsheet. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see. Afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. Are you a goblin? Are you a ghost? Are you a vampire and you don't want to deal with the fact that you don't have a reflection? The girl came in so quietly, I nearly choked on my cigarette. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me do a terrible noir voice. Girl. Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister. Okay, thanks. It's just no one will listen to me. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infinite spanker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he recently gone insane. Less concerned about... Oh shit. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago. Is this in New York? You don't understand, he couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's gotta be in trouble. I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Well, Jack. You could just call me Jack. Jack, whoever did that to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would have never left without me. He promised me. He could just be a son of a bitch. Like, yeah. I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this poor girl a lot of things. Yeah. Please, the cost won't... Do I have my notifications on? Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to bring him in on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him. Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth practically had the entire police force in his deep pockets. Probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find. Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack, thank you, but please be careful. I don't think it was anyone murderer or kidnapper. I think it was... No, I think it was a beast. Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you jar your elbow on a hard corner. Not where many use these days, except in hushed whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, alright. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges, but I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years back when I was still a cop myself. Well, that's definitely an interesting thing. I just have a feeling about it. Something tells me you can get to the bottom of it. You're good at this sort of thing. Sure. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she... Yeah. I didn't know if she was in danger herself, but better safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there's something there the cops had missed. Okay, well, that was only 5 minutes, so we're just gonna go ahead on to the next chapter. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago. Why am I doing it? What the fuck? just random Irish accent, sorry. Was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding... What is wrong with my voice? What am I doing? my voice wants to go Irish for some reason, sorry. For finding the things others overlook. Okay, I gotta, like, be careful here. A knack, more of a symptom of a condition. Other less useful symptoms I kept in check. Come in handy, it was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line. The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. What the fuck? A strangely familiar smell. I expect the scent of trepidation or even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure with... Yikes. Brought a new meaning to a crime of passion. Dude. No need for the quips. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. Investigate the scene. Oh, hello. What we got here? Muddy footprints everywhere. Difficult to pick out anything from the prints grade going. $2,000 pairs of Karkinos. Looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there last night and walked away on his own 2 feet. Is it really just these two? A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. Not very good butter. Sorry. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was a mark of an ancient magic. What the hell? But I was no stranger to the strange. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me. So I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. Jesus, this is going by fast. This might be just a one and done video. The next morning I was... What the fuck? Why am I going Irish? What the hell? Voice, knock it off, please. The next morning I was reeling from another... You know, fuck it. If my voice wants to go Irish, then fuck it. From another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside, seemingly afraid of what I might say. She finally worked up the courage to ask, "So, what'd you find?" I probably shouldn't give her false hope like that, but she seemed like she needed something to hold on to. She didn't need to know about the mark on the tree. How do you know that? Where is he? Found his footprints. Seems like he got out safely. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. The dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds. But you don't know where he went? You think the news this morning is related? What news is that? Haven't you heard? Yeah, but maybe you should tell me what you know. I'm gonna be honest, like, no. They found the police chief's wife dead by the docks. They say it happened last night. What the fuck is going on? Let me guess, Chief Amato is missing too. My face might have been betrayed by a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed. my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amato was a shit cop and a shit chief. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before. What is going on? The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain in my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. That night, after the cops had cleared out the docks, I would slip down and see what I could uncover concerning Mrs. Amato's untimely demise. Okay, this is going by fast. This is only 10 minutes, I'm not even done. The cold air smelled strongly of small salt and oil, and... Could it be? That smell again, like someone had bottled pure razzle and used it as perfume. It hit me like a long-forgotten memory, but the sensual fumes soon gave way to a rush of adrenaline. I knew exactly what the scent reminded me of, and that scared me more than not knowing. I looked down on my head, the hands shaking, the nightmares, the headaches. Did we kill these women? No, I was better now, reformed. I had to focus, no jumping to conclusions, follow the evidence, investigate the scene. Red Phoenix cigarettes, the same shitty brand I smoke every day. Everyone's got their vice. That's... Hello, what are you? There, just there, the small piece of purple fabric torn and caught in the splinter of a board. The police report didn't say anything about Mrs. Amato wearing purple, and it was certainly the quality that you wouldn't expect down here. You don't see too many high society types flaunting around royal purple threads. I pulled out my own pack of reds and lit up. I could already feel another headache coming on, but looking out over the way seemed to help me forget. The cold helped me push down the uncomfortable thoughts that had been bubbling to the top of my brain. Chapter 4! Man! You know what? This is going too fast. I don't think these need to be split up into chapters. I honestly don't remember the walk back to the office. Apparently I'd spent the night in my easy chair. The air from the docks lingered on my clothes. It was still dark out. No, I checked the clock. How long had I really slept through the entire next day? A newspaper was sitting under the door. As I stood to fetch it, I nearly fell over. A wave of nausea hit me like a ton of bricks. I steadied myself and regained my composure. Before I even picked up the paper, I could already read the headline. Mayor missing, wife found dead. 2 cases is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern. The cops would come asking questions soon. They knew I had a history of antagonizing all the victims. I stumbled to my desk and slammed back. 3 days were... Holy hell. I threw my jacket on the ground. What the? I threw on my jacket and went to the door. Lily caught me off. Where happened? Oh god, are we gonna kill Lily? Soft kiss on the cheek. Girl, what? Chapter 5. Next chapter. The alley was located just behind the high-rise apartments where Mayor Vanetti and his wife lived. I could tell the police were spooked now. The crime scene was even sloppier than last. They hadn't even to submit the trash into evidence. Come on, people. Get your shit together. Why wouldn't they at least look through the dumpster? It seemed untouched. No one wants to do the dirty work. But I know how to find the good stuff. It really doesn't take long if you know what to look for. Lightweight bags usually mean someone was dumping documents. If you were lucky, they didn't bother to shred them. Jackpot. Shell companies, stock trades. And there was more. Letters between Mayor Vanetti and Chief Amato were talking about me. How they were trying to get me to shut down. They didn't like me snooping around all the crime scenes all the time. Well, they weren't here to stop me snooping around this one. Well, there's something about the car. Vanetti's car. If he's still alive, why wouldn't he left in his car? It didn't make any sense. Honestly, I wasn't too motivated to find him, but the stakes were too high, and my bet was edging towards the unthinkable. As I searched around for anything, caught the scent again. A weapon though it had been many years since I had used. Was there another like me? Was I being framed? It wasn't possible, was it? I was taking my inhibitors. I was reformed. The nightmares, the headaches, the memory lapses. I couldn't even trust myself. I start walking back. Something shiny caught my eye. A watch. Not just any watch, though. My watch. Couldn't be sure of anything, so I ran. Complete chapter 6, alright. I don't know why I ran back to the office. The cops probably would show up any minute to knock on the door and cart me away. They had put it together long before. Maybe it'd be best for everyone if I simply faced my own reflection. But Lily was still there waiting for me. You look like you've seen a ghost. My own ghost. No, girl, you need to leave. You don't understand. Yeah, you need to leave. Beautiful. Oh, Lily did it! It's right, torn in places. You could say that. That seemed to escape it. Now I need you to. If I refused her and she told me I had to keep her talking. I never met a succubus who seduces. Oh please, such a 14th century stereotype. I don't discriminate. But I do still need an incubus like yourself to take the. Ew. I'm tired of draining my levers just to survive that maniacal laughter. I positioned myself carefully, make sure she was looking. Sorry, but I'm not your guy. With a quick flick of my wrist, I whipped the old bedsheet up off the corner mirror. Lily was blinded by her own reflection, sucked into the mirror with a painful, monstrous scream, trapped. Shielding my own eyes, I pulled a revolver from my desk side and aimed it at the mirror. And fired. Hey, we actually got some motion. Oh, that was it. Oh, that was not very indicating. So, yeah, so that was interesting. Probably would have made it a little longer if we were going to break it down into chapters. It really felt kind of unnecessary, but you know what, that was it for the monster inside. So click back. So I'll see you all in the next video, whatever that will be. Bye everybody.